Super Kiwi 64 is a bite-sized 3D platformer collectathon that I loved quite a bit. I made multiple videos on it, I've 100%ed it over a dozen times, it was my jam. And there were a lot of reasons I adored it so much, but chief among them, it knew exactly when to say, alright, that's enough. Even with its blisteringly short playtime, it felt like a complete adventure, with lush, varied locales, funky music, and loads of secrets. Everything was meticulously designed to be optimally replayable. Semi-recently though, Super Kiwi 64 got an update, and, well, I think it's bad. Real bad. This update added new cutscenes, voice acting, and an entire new game mode. All of these things are for the worse. Let's talk about why. Originally, Super Kiwi 64 just dropped you straight into the hub when you started the game. No cutscenes, no exposition, just straight into it. You were given this fantastical world to explore, and your only companion was a dog pilot who spoke exclusively in vague text boxes. This immediately sells the surreal atmosphere. But post-update, now there's really dreadful opening narration. It's poorly audio balanced, completely unnecessary, and it clearly cuts itself short due to a bug. What's more, now we're treated to an overlong exposition dump delivered with all the tact of a preschool program. This dialogue was in serious need of an editor. Instead of explaining to us, the audience, what we're doing, why not show it? Make the characters comment on actions, not just sit around explaining the premise of the narrative. I was groaning the whole time this scene played. The only thing it accomplishes is ruining some of the inherent mystery to the setting by explicitly detailing what was once artfully implied. Eventually, this newfangled update actually lets you into the hub, but when it does, now the dog pilot has voice acting too. If you bump into him, his annoying voice crashes harshly over the sinister music.
You wonder, by the way, say son, by the way, say that.
But surely, at least the gameplay is intact. Well, yeah, mostly. It still feels great to play and the levels are exactly as ingenious, but now there are giant anime statues everywhere. These are obtrusive, garish, and ruin the desolate vibe everywhere they appear. It's the equivalent to George Lucas retroactively adding a bunch of annoying CGI to the Star Wars films. It was more impactful the way it was originally. Sometimes less is more. All this wouldn't be so bad if I could still play the version of the game I fell in love with. The one without the annoying cutscenes, without the poorly balanced voiceovers, and without the obnoxious environmental changes. You know, the original. The one I paid for in the first place. But Addy, I hear you say, stop being a grump about how they fundamentally and irreparably changed one of your favorite 3D platformers. Tell us instead, what's the new game mode like? Well, the new game mode, titled Doomsday, opens with a dramatic Donkey Kong 64 style cinema. This one isn't even fully skippable since you have to jump around in a void while a generic villain monologues generically at you. After that, you'll find the mechanics have been changed for the worse. Now there are arbitrarily some massive walls which Kiwi can't stick his beak into, completely contradicting the design language of the base game. I played Doomsday for about 4 minutes before uninstalling. I used to pick up and play Super Kiwi 64 all the time. I would turn it on in the evenings and it would make things just a little brighter. It embodied many things I value in art. It was succinct, stylish, focused, and artistically coherent. But then the update just added in a bunch of new, messy elements for the sake of providing more content. But content is not what makes a game good. What makes a game good is the clarity and strength of its artistic vision, the purity of its heart. I don't really want to play Super Kiwi 64 anymore.